how badly we want it, it's right up there with Stanley Cup finals. So this is important to a lot of people in the country, and I know it's really important to every single guy in our locker room. So we're going to be giving it our all on Thursday.
Sam, when you look at Saturday's game, there's a lot of rebound opportunities. Do you think you guys did a good enough job getting to those, and what can you do different to be able to create that space and get to those pucks?
Yeah, I think we can do a better job at getting more traffic and more pucks to the net. Just creating a little bit more chaos in front of the net, and that's how we're going to generate some more chances. We definitely let them off the hook and made it too easy for them the last time we played them. So I think that's going to be a key for us on Thursday.
Sam, you grew up watching Sidney Crosby. What's it like to see, and you played against him, of course, what's it like to see him behind the scenes prepare and go about his business? What do you take away from what you've witnessed the last 10 days?
Yeah, it's a surreal experience just being around him every day, and he's such an awesome guy and such an incredible pro. So to just watch him every day, watch how he how he treats everyone, how he looks after himself, and his dedication to the game it's pretty remarkable, and it's inspiring to watch your idol every day, and I feel honored to just be sharing the same jersey as him.
What did your phone look like after Saturday night at those first 9 seconds, like message-wise?
Yeah, I got quite a few texts. People were pretty excited about that game. It was a big moment. So a lot of friends and family reached out, and we're just saying how cool that moment was.
Do you anticipate that Thursday could start in some type of similar fashion to Saturday at all?
I mean, never say never, but I don't really anticipate that. I mean, I think the messages were sent in that last game, and this game's it's all about winning. It's not about who's tougher, who's can intimidate more. It's about winning, and that's our main goal.
I'm sure you were asked about the physicality in the first few questions, but it's always a fine line staying disciplined while expressing some sort of physicality. Where do you see that part of the game influencing the outcome on Thursday?
Yeah, I think like you said, there's definitely a fine line. I think our team's done a really good job of not crossing that line. We haven't taken too many penalties, so obviously in a tournament like this, how dangerous every team's power play unit is. So it's going to be important to stay out of the box again on Thursday.
I think going through those experiences, you kind of know what to expect a little bit, and with the atmosphere and just the way the game's going to go. So I think just drawing back on those and trying to think about what I felt in those moments and bring it to Thursday.
Saturday night, it kind of felt like they drew on being the villain, like they kind of embraced that role. You kind of looking to do the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's our crowd was pretty good last night actually, and I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure I'll flip the other way being here in Boston. So we just gotta embrace it. I mean, go out there and play our game.
When you look back on
last 10 days or 2 weeks, what have you learned about Sidney Crosby off the ice? Have you had any conversations or anything behind the scenes?
Yeah, just how humble of a guy he really is, and how nice he is. I think from the first moment we got here, just sitting down, having a little conversation with him, you could just tell he's a guy that brings the guys together, and just how nice, how easy it was to talk to him. I mean, I haven't met him before, and he was a guy I grew up watching as a kid, and to just have a conversation with him and how nice he was, and how easy it was to talk to him, I'd say it was pretty eye-opening. And then obviously just seeing him up close and personal and in these games, and how good he is in all aspects of the game.
When you look back at this tournament years from now, what's going to be the one thing that stands out most to you?
Just being able to play with these guys. These guys, just seeing them up close and personal. Having I think the time that we get just to hang out as well away from the rink and getting to know these guys on more of a personal level. And obviously the tournament itself. I mean, just the atmosphere in Montreal and that first game and Saturday night against the U.S. Pretty special moments that I'll remember forever.
On that first,
Sorry if you've answered this already, I just came in, but you found out that Crosby is going to be joining Team USA. His brother's on the team, his technical truck brothers. How does it change the dynamic of that team?
Yeah, obviously a really, really good player. I think for us though, it's just kind of focusing on our game. At this point, everyone has good players, and if he plays, he plays. But I think for our aspect is just going out there and focusing on ourselves, focusing on what we need to do to try and win a game.
There were a lot of games recently, the last few years, big games against Matthew Tkachuk, down and Brady together. Is it similar to when you faced him at the playoffs, or is it a little bit more intense? What's the perspective?
Yeah, it's going to be an intense game. I think as you saw Saturday, the physicality of it, the fast pace. I think more of the same when you have two teams going at it like that, for sure. Feel like a playoff game, and that aspect with the atmosphere and just how hard, how not much room there is out there, tight check-in. So.
One more, guys. You think that adds to the rivalry, like what they're bringing to it, or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think when both teams want to win, I mean, you have two really good teams going at it, and no one wants to give an inch. You want to finish every check. You want to be in each other's face, and that's what the playoffs is about. And now it comes down to one game. So I think when you build it up together, it should be a fun one.
Do you really expect a complete different world, different game Thursday night? From your side and their side?
No, I think it's going to be the same way. I think it's two countries. I mean, listen, what happened the other night, I think I did it for the flag and not for the cameras.
One big difference on Thursday will be Kel McCarvey. You faced him plenty of times in the past, big games. He's been there before in big moments. How much of an impact do you expect from him in a game like Thursday?
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the best in the world. So anytime you have a guy like that in the lineup, it's going to make a huge difference. He's good. He's been in some big games. He's beat me in the Cup Finals. So he's a good player, and when you have one of the best in the world coming in the lineup, it definitely helps.
Considering what you said for the flag after the last game about the game this year in the U.S. and you got that vote last Saturday, do you think more fun before?
Yeah, I think so. Listen, I think everyone's. It's just one of those games. I think everyone's out there. I mean, Canadian hockey is something else, and it's just everyone in that dressing room is here to fight for their country, and it means so much for them. And we know whether it's no matter what the outcome is, I know that we're going to be able to look the guy beside us and say we gave everything we got.
You mentioned that Quinn Hughes is out here now, and then whether he plays or not. But what's your reaction? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, no real reaction, to be honest. It is what it is.
But like Kelly's top defenseman in the league, it's changed the way you guys play, or same style?
Same style, I think. I mean, he's not playing because he's injured. He's not here because he's injured, so I don't think anyone's too worried. Yeah, I don't think these games are. I think having guys in these types of games that won cups and have won here is incredible because, I mean, like you said, I mean, you get into these moments and sometimes you're nervous. You know, like you don't know how you're going to react, and when you have guys that have done it at that level and won Stanley Cups and going into games like these. We know what it means, and all of us are it's definitely a positive to have those guys on your side.
What's the biggest thing you've learned
Canada, the fans, the atmosphere, and the people of Canada. It doesn't. I mean, the feeling of just getting up and playing for your country. There's no better feeling.
What's the experience been like for you as a whole? This is something new for you. Has it been different than you thought? Getting to know the guys, whether it's on ice or off ice, has the experience been different than you thought it was going to be?
Honestly, coming here, you're obviously a little nervous. You don't know anyone, but I've never been put in a group of 20, I think 23, 24, 25 guys, whatever it is. I've never met so many guys that get along and so many good guys in the dressing room. I mean, it's pretty cool to see, to be honest, and especially looking to your right and looking to your left. As a young kid, I watched moments of these guys scoring some pretty big goals when I was a kid, so it's pretty special that way, but I've never met a group of 23 guys that are some really good guys.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, anytime you get a chance to, play for your country, it's an honor, and yeah, just excited to be here. We did our part to get ourselves into the last game, and now we just got to finish it off.
What was it like to finally get to play together with Fanny in the game yesterday?
Yeah, that was nice. I know that was something that we both wanted when we came here, was to get into a game together. Obviously, it's it's like a comfort thing. You got someone there that you used to playing with. So it's a lot of fun.
Travis, what's the experience like after Saturday and now moving forward, playing against like the Chuck brothers as a team?
Yeah, I mean, we're not worried about it. Just go in, play our game, and we'll see what happens.
You expecting similar fireworks? Sorry if you've been asked this already.
Yeah, we'll see. I have no idea, but I'm sure it'll be a good one.
You were on the line with Brad Marchand, who's obviously a local fan favorite here, and you got to start the game. What was that like, having this crowd behind you like that?
Yeah, no, that was it was a lot of fun. I mean, played a lot of games against him, and I know they love him here, so it was a pretty cool experience to be out there starting with him.
It seemed like there wasn't necessarily a ton of space to operate. Do you expect it to be similar? I mean, these teams both have the skill to blow it open, but you feel like that's unlikely?
I feel like every game since we've got here is just tight checking. It's all the best players in the world, playing the right way and as hard as they can. So it's it makes the game that much more difficult.
They won't have Charlie McAvoy. Obviously, he played pretty well against Canada the other night. They're bringing Quinn Hughes in. We're not sure if he can play or not. We're sort of waiting to find all that out. But just a thought on them not having McAvoy, who was pretty impactful.
It doesn't matter. Anyone that's going to come in and step in is going to be just as good. I mean, there's so many good players on both sides that it doesn't really matter who's going to be in. It'll be a tough match and be a lot of fun, like I said.
Talking about your line yesterday, guys that you tend to have battles with over your career, what was like playing with those guys and kind of like your job in terms of getting under people's skin and bringing some energy?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, two really, really good players. I have a lot of respect for them both, and it was a lot of fun jumping in there and kind of getting a vibe for how they play and feeling each other out kind of throughout the first period, and then we kind of got it going after that. So it was a lot of fun.
Travis, talk to Saturday night's game, the U.S.-Canada rivalry, how big it's become, and the rematch on Thursday.
Yeah, I mean, it's been that way since I was a kid. Anytime you see that matchup, you're probably plopping on the couch watching that. So now I get to be part of a big game on a big stage here, and like I said, it'll be a lot of fun, and hopefully we get the outcome we want.
In the terms of the buzz that the NHL has gotten over the past 9 days, how good has that been? How important has that been for the league?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, everyone's been wanting to see best on best, and I think that there was a lot of people wondering how competitive it would be, and I think everyone on the outside didn't know. The players knew, how competitive we are, and that we want to come in and, show everyone, who's the best. So.
Josh, what does it mean to get to this winner-take-all game against the United States on Thursday? Yeah, obviously it's what we've been working for, to have an opportunity to be in this game, and it was obviously exciting game for us yesterday. We needed to win that game to have this opportunity, so we're all stoked, and just can't wait to get to Thursday.
Mike Sullivan just said that Quinn Hughes is going to join them. We're still trying to figure out whether he's going to play. If he does play, does that change things?
Yeah, I mean, he's a great player, obviously, having an amazing season, and I'm sure all the fine details will get ironed out, but yeah, he's an amazing player. So, if he does play and, throws in a wrinkle into things, we'll have to prepare for that because obviously he's great.
Josh, you had some long playoff runs with the Jets, but in your team you have a lot of players who have won this time. What might need a value in having that quantity of winners?
Yeah, you know what, it's been amazing for me to be around all the guys. Obviously, I think just learning so much, and there's so many, like you said, winners on this team. Guys with Olympic gold medals, multiple Stanley Cups. So big moments, winner take all games. These guys have a ton of experience, and we've been leaning on guys like Dewey and Sid, amongst many other guys with championship experience. So. They've been huge, and I think really I think that goes a long way for our group.
Has there been a moment or a piece of advice that they've shared that you've really soaked in?
I think just the mannerisms, and for example, yesterday's game. Obviously, we need to win that game in regulation to secure a spot in the final, and everyone's focused, everyone's ready to go. But you just see whether it's Marshy or Sid or Drew. Professionalism, but also they're relaxed but focused. So I think that radiates throughout the group.
How much are you talking to your teammates about ways to expose Connor Hellebuck's?
I think this question's been asked to me a bunch. Shot on him basically every day for the last 10 years, and I don't really have a go-to shot figured out on him. He's an amazing goalie, and I think it's all the same things you talk about whenever you're playing a great goaltender. I mean, trying to get traffic and get in a goalie's vision, be around the front of the net for rebounds and stuff like that, make it more difficult on him. But he's an amazing goalie and played great against us, last Saturday. So we'll need to do all those things that, like I said, you would try and do with any goalie that's great or playing really well.
But are guys asking you about him? Like some shooters coming up to you and saying,
a little bit, but not a ton. I mean, I think, listen, there's guys with a lot more goals in the locker room than I have, so they know what they're doing, and so I would say just a little bit, but not much.
As a guy who plays in front of him so often, how much do you guys focus as a group of defensemen on just clearing away the rebounds, knowing he's going to get the first one?
Yeah, I mean, playing in front of him my entire career basically has been, obviously, outstanding. He makes us look good in Winnipeg and makes our team, he's a massive part of our team. So, I think that's something we focus on a lot, obviously, with, whether it's Helly or any goalie you're playing in front of, is trying to clear rebounds and, allow the goalie to see the puck. If these top goalies can see the puck, it's pretty hard to score on. So, again, kind of to my prior answer, I think that's what you try to do offensively against great goalies is get to the front of the net and make that job to see the puck more difficult.
Josh, when you watch Saturday's game against the U.S., do you feel like, where would you say that physicality will come into play in the ultimate action?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was a really physical, intense game. Most exciting game I've ever been a part of this past Saturday. So, I think both teams, the way they play fast, play physical. It's going to be intense. Obviously, discipline is key in big games like that. So, I assume it's going to be physical. It's going to be intense. Both teams will want to set the tone early, but again, in a championship game like that, you have to stay on the right side of that line.
And Josh, many of the players on Team USA were just talking about how Charlie McAvoy might be the reason that they're playing you guys in the final. What's your reaction when you heard that he would be in the lineup for that game?
Yeah, obviously he's had a great tournament. He's a great player. So, I guess just obviously, when anybody gets injured, that's not something you want to see. Like I said, he's had a great tournament, and they'll adjust, and just like every team does.
Played against Cale Makar in the playoffs. His ability to get pucks through traffic and layers, how pivotal is that in the opportunity to create offense?
Yeah, I mean he's amazing at it. I was talking about it after the game last night. His ability to walk the line and get shots through is probably the best in the NHL. I mean, his wrist shot, snapshot, however you want to call it, is so lethal. We see it a lot, obviously, when we play them, and see it in the summer skating with them. So it's definitely a special talent, something that I think all the other D-men try to learn from him on that. But he's lethal with that, and every time he gets it up there, 5-on-5 or on the power play, he's a real threat, and can score from distance, which is tough to do in the NHL.
How much does he change this match?
Yeah, I mean he's best defenseman in the NHL, and so I think for us having that boost of him coming back into our lineup is absolutely massive, and he's a game breaker, obviously. You see his offensive ability and skill and all those things, but he's also just a very steady defenseman. I don't think he gets enough credit for that in terms of his defending, breakouts, ability to control the game, in different areas. So it's an absolutely massive add back into the lineup, and we saw that yesterday.
Josh, you grew up watching Sidney Crosby. What's it like to share a locker room, share a moment, seeing him go through his process in these big moments? I mean, you obviously would have probably expected some of it, but what's it been like seeing it up close?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I mean, I hadn't had the chance to play with Sid at any events prior to this tournament. It's at first, I think, walking in a locker room, trying to not to pinch yourself a little bit, and as the week's gone on, you get more and more just comfortable. And now, I think at this point, you find yourself, just playing with your teammates like anybody else. But what he's done this week and what he's done throughout his career, it's incredible, right? There's no words really to describe it, and it's a huge honor to be able to play with him, and certainly just being around him, the way he carries himself, how professional he is. It's something to behold, and certainly, like I said, what he's done this week is incredible. The level of play that he's at this point in his career, it's amazing, and a huge reason why we have a chance to play in the final.
Josh, you've been an all-star. I'm curious, a lot of people are saying, how do we go back to that after having an event like this in the middle of the season? What are your thoughts on maybe those two things coexisting in the league?
Yeah, I mean, different event, obviously. I think, I don't remember any fights in the All-Star games or hits like that. So, anytime anybody, whether it's Team Canada, U.S., Sweden, Finland, the other nations, in the future, if there's more playing in these events, when you put on your country's uniform, it just means something special. It's a different feeling, and you can't replicate that in any other way. So, there's definitely, I think, a place to have both, and I think from what I've heard, that's the plan, in the future. And I think both can be exciting, but this event has been something special, and I think you've seen that with the way the fans, have really embraced it, and how can you not with the level of play and intensity that we've seen out here. So that's a credit, obviously, to the players, credit to the NHL, and it's been special to be a part of.
Some of the antics there to start that first game against USA, whatever, setting a message, setting a tone. Do you anticipate maybe not the same thing, but something similar could happen on Thursday?
Yeah, I think you have to be prepared for anything, obviously, in a U.S.-Canada matchup. As I said before, I think that, in a winner-take-all game, the margin for error is so slim. Discipline is key. So, the intensity will be there. Both teams will want to set the tone, early on, obviously, with carrying the play, physicality, all of those things. I'm not exactly sure how it will play out. I think that's why everyone's so excited to tune in on Thursday night. But, I'm sure it'll be a fiery affair. And, again, it's just, it'll be key to, the line is so thin between winning and losing in those games. The teams are so close. So, like I said, both teams will be coming out ready to go.
Binnington's won a cup in this role. I'm wondering how you think that experience
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's going to draw on that experience. Obviously, I thought he's played absolutely outstanding for us in this tournament. Made big saves when he's needed to. He's been solid, and I'm sure he'll draw on those memories of winning a cup here and the confidence that would bring to any player and those positive memories. So, like I said, he's been outstanding, and can't wait to see his game on Thursday.